Alright.
I stopped by the office to let Dan know about something I found. He looked calm as he greeted me. I could see kindness in his expression. But at the same time, I sensed he was holding back an ocean of frustration without any outlet, and I felt for him. Then Dan invited me over to his place. It was his way of repaying me for what I've done. For dinner, he treated me to a pizza that was so large, I didn't think there was any way the two of us could finish it. It must have been his way of trying to encourage me. I knew he wasn't always the best at expressing himself directly. We talked for ages, stuffing ourselves with pizza. Grandpa clearly lives on in Dan too. Talking to him, it felt like Grandpa was right there beside me. That feeling kept coming back over and over, and it felt so good. Then, almost like I fainted, I fell into a deep sleep. I slept till morning.
Pizza hit just right.
I guess so. Dan? You there? Hey, what time is it? Dan?
You roll over and he's right there next to you.
Whoa! Sorry. Kelly.
Why are you apologizing?
Oh, it just slipped out.
Uh-huh. Oh, you were in his bed.
Dude, that's sus.
I must have fallen asleep in Dan's bed at some point, realizing it. I think it proved surprisingly comfy.
I have another slice, bro.
So you...
I just came to return a book Dan lent me. Are you jealous?
Oh, okay. So are you like Dan's girlfriend or something?
No, I'm just a friend.
Did you see that? She actually animated compared to our other characters.
Wow.
Futures now.
You a student?
Yes, I'm studying abroad from Japan.
Oh, you're Japanese.
Yes, I am. I'm guessing you are too?
Whoa, how did you know?
Your accent and the way you look. From the way you speak English, I figured you were either from Japan or Italia. And you certainly don't look like you're from Italia.
Huh. Makes sense, I guess. The way she said Italia instead of Italy is driving me nuts.
Me too.
So, like, do you always just come in whenever you like?
Oh, yes. It's become a habit. It was odd for me too at first. Dan gave me a key to his house so I could come and go when I wanted. I told him it was a bad idea, what with New York being so dangerous and all. But I guess it's just the way he is. Now I come and borrow books all the time.
You're really just here to borrow a book?
Yes, that's right. What other reason would I have?
Oh, no, nothing. Never mind. I apologize if I spoiled the mood. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Oh, it just slipped out. Because I'm Japanese, I'm so polite.
By the way, you sure have a lot of questions for me, considering that we just met. So who exactly are you? Are you a policeman or something?
No, nothing like that. I'm Saburo Jingoji. I'm a student too.
So, what business does a mere student have interrogating people like that?
Mere student. Hey, now. Wow, this girl's a real pain in the ass.
What's with that face? You think I'm a pain, don't you? How rude.
I do not. Anyway, what about Dan? Where is he?
You called?
Finally. This
I
weird
got
girl
some more pizza.
just barge in here.
You're a weird girl. Else, did you like sleeping on my bed? Oh, it's Yoko.
How rude. Saburo, was it? You've been unpleasant to me this whole time. You've got no right to call me weird when we've just met. The way I see it, you're the weird one for being so rude to strangers.
Oof.
Dan, I put that book I borrowed back where it belongs. Goodbye.
She thinks she could slam my door like that.
What's that all about? Man, the way she talked drove me nuts. Dan, please tell me you're not into her. You're not, right?
Don't be an idiot. She's only 17.
What? I thought she was way older.
Right? She doesn't look that young. She's an exchange student from Japan, Yoko Misono. You two should get along. You're countrymen.
No way. Leave me out of it. I do not get along with that type.
So even someone like you has types you can't handle. I'm actually kind of relieved.
What's that supposed to mean?
Okay, settle down. No need to get mad. Anyway, Saburo. What are you going to do now? Are you going back to Japan?
No. I still have unfinished business here.
That whole cursed town business?
Yeah. I learned a lot from this place. Just how much my grandfather loved it, and how much it loved him. And that's exactly why we need to know what happened in the end. And his final wishes for us. I want everyone to hear, to remember him forever as the happy, shining man that he was. I'm not done here.
There's so much alike, you and Kyosuke. The truth doesn't always bring justice. He always said, that's why you have to imagine the meaning truth will bring and try to move closer. Close to that? Move closer to that? Is that English? I think he's right. The town's searching for some sort of hope past all this sadness.
I trust my grandfather. Somewhere in the truth, we'll find that hope that he left for us. I'm going to find it.
You will, Saburo. I believe in you.
Thank you, Dan.
There's one thing I want you to promise me, though.
Huh?
That word Logan used.
I mean Daedalus?
Yeah, that. It could be a person's name, or an organization, or a place, or something else entirely. We don't know anything about it. And then there's what happened to Kyosuke. We have no idea just how dangerous Daedalus is. So until we do, I can't speak. Be very careful with that word. Excuse me.
Got it. I promise. The cursed town Silver Snow, and mysterious name, Daedalus. I still don't know enough to say that these are clues that tell us how Grandpa spent his final days. Nothing is certain. Yet I can sense a drop of water seeping into the soil to nourish the orchid or my mind, just what Grandpa taught me. However faint. I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't apologize like that. So we helped, didn't we?
That's right, we're always here for you, Saburo.
Aren't you guys busy, though? Apart from Ben, that is.
Hey!
Well, I'm fine. How about you, Leo? Can you miss some... Wait, can you miss some school?
Oh, wait, that's right. You okay, Leo?
Yeah, it's fine. I've been working hard. Well, 2 days ain't gonna send me back any.
Huh. Mr. Confidence over here.
Father's the mayor, son's going to be a public prosecutor. His family's something else.
Leo's been saying he's going to be a prosecutor since we were kids.
It's been that long. But why a prosecutor?
So I can put away the bad guys like some kind of hero. What else?
What?
That's not what I imagined you would say.
Really? I'm totally serious.
When did you grow a sense of humor, Leo?
I'm growing up, yeah?
More than Ben, anyway. That's supposed to be all of us, you know.
Hey, why didn't anybody say anything?
You're too scared because he's driving too fast.
Okay, enough joking around. Seriously, don't worry about it, Saburo.
Yeah, no need to feel bad. Rose here for you.
Hey, I just said that.
I feel like I went on details the night before. Y'all told me their ideas. Of course, Leo wouldn't just ignore what I had to say, nor would he push his way in. He kept the perfect distance, and extremely grateful for that. After everyone got a good grasp of the situation, Leo suggested we drive out to Silver Snow, right east into cold, wintry wind.
But you want us to just leave you here, Saburo?
If you need any help, just ask, okay?
Right here is fine, guys. Thanks.
You're gonna stick around a while, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
If you get into any trouble, just let me or Leo know, alright?
Thanks, Ben. I'll do that.
Hey, why not me?
Huh? Oh, did I not?
Listen, guys. Thanks for everything.
And thank you, too. It's unfortunate we can't go with you.
As I left, I was struck by how unhappy Leo looked. He was probably worried about me being so reckless. I felt grateful, but also a bit guilty. I wondered about my own expression as I saw them off. It was almost evening. Stop looking into that town. That case of 20 years ago. Enough is enough. The cursed town. Silver Snow. It's too dangerous. He needs to stay away from that cursed town. Logan said so much, trying to get me to stop Grandpa. What could have happened here 20 years ago? Guess what danger is hiding in Silver Snow? And that word. The one that truly frightened Logan. Daedalus. I have no idea just how dangerous Daedalus is. I still have no idea what happened. Now here I am, blindly trying to question people when I don't even know what questions I should be asking. If there had been some kind of incident, the local newspaper would have covered it, which means I should start the library. I can search the library and newspaper archives for incidents from 20 years ago. The questions would come later. I arrived in front of the library. It seems to be open today. I'll head inside. I walk up to the circulation desk inside the library. I should start by asking to see what I can learn. I bet that's the librarian. She might know something. Excuse me, I'm looking for some information. Do you think it could help me? Natalie.
Certainly. What sort of information are you looking for?
My name is Saburo Jinguchi. I'm a student. And I'm curious about any major incidents or large-scale accidents that may have taken place in this town.
Major incidents or accidents? I'm afraid you'll have to be a little more specific. Was there a particular time frame you had in mind? That might help narrow things down.
I'm trying to learn more about something that happened here 20 years ago. Any information at all would help. So, if you know anything you might be willing to share, please tell me.
Let's see, 20 years ago, you said? I would have only been a child at the time, so I'm afraid I can't think of anything that might help you. Except...
Yes?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. I just remembered hearing about something at the start of summer vacation back then. Apparently, there was a terrible death at a campsite. My parents and teachers were all talking about it, so I guess it stuck with me.
A murder at a campsite, huh? But I've been trying to find out about something that may have happened in town. Would you be able to get me any newspaper files for sometime around the month of July 20 years ago?
We have issues of the Silver Snow Times on file going back 100 years. And you're looking specifically for issues from 20 years ago?
Yes, that's right.
I'll get you everything we have from April 1st to July 31st, exactly 20 years ago. You can use one of our readers in the next room to look through this roll of microfilm. Are you familiar with how to use a reader?
Yeah, I used microfilm readers before. I'm sure I'll be fine. Thank you, what's your name? You know, the name's right there.
It's Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Relatively clean typewriter? Is it dirty?
I
Maybe
sort of
just
expected
saying
that.
it doesn't have dust on it.
I thought I saw it for a split second, sorry.
I headed further back into the library to a room with projector.
I'm disappointed that there's no snow in this town.
The name's a phony.
Rip off.
The room is equipped with a microfilm projector. I guess I better start by taking a quick look through all these. Two dead in suspected mafia dispute on San Miguel Street. Both victims on San Miguel Street appear to have died of blood loss after their carotid arteries were severed by a sharp blade. The length of blade on the murder weapons was determined to be approximately that of a hatchet. Due to the weapon's sharpness, the police concluded that the use of the actual hatchet was unlikely. The weapon search continues. Time of death of both was around 2 a.m. Since they died at approximately the same time, multiple killers may have been involved. The day before the bodies were found, both men were seen getting into an altercation with an Asian man. However, this individual's potential involvement in this case has not yet been established. Hailed as globalization progress, the local Asian population has increased this year, but many have public safety concerns. The job market has also been affected, with several local shops reporting confrontations as a result of cultural differences. The search for foreign exchange students on as Silver Snow High begins its new semester. The annual Pumpkin Festival is coming up. Contact City Hall with your entry. Five members of the Italian Mafia are found dead in another gang dispute. It's believed that the same person from last month's incident was responsible. All 5 men were killed with a large blade. This brings the total number of deaths involving this particular MO to 22. Every time the arteries were cut precisely, leading to blood-soaked crime scenes. Does the killer have a medical background? Due to copious amount of blood, police have begun referring to these locations as dead old blood loss crime scenes. Police named killer Daedalus after ghastly dead old blood loss crime scenes. Low precipitation this year as the forecast for summer camping remains favorable. Use extra caution with fire. Wait, is the weather in Celsius?
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean,
you're right.
this is America. This should be used in Fahrenheit.
I guess old school.
They were asked
So
to
I have do it that way?
translate the game, not to do math when translating.
Oh, come on, I had Google.
That was a terrible source for the name Daedalus, by the way.
Suspect arrested in serial murder case. Elgart, suspected killer of the Japanese gang leader Seijima, has been arrested. He's currently under investigation in connection with 11 other murders. Low precipitation this year as the forecast for summer camping remains favorable. Use extra caution with fire. Elgard confesses to involvement in 12 murders involving Yakuza leader Seijima. The trial is expected to take place on the 5th. Suspect Elgard taken to prison on the 18th. Pictured above, Detective Marquess supervising Elgard's transfer to prison. Apparently, the police began referring to the killer implicated in the deaths of several Mafia members beginning that June as Daedalus, and the Mafia deaths continued. The killer's murder weapon was eventually revealed during the investigations of the crime scenes. However, there was no evidence of a link between this weapon and the killer. The police didn't have a profile for Daedalus. Then right at the start of July, things suddenly picked up. A man named Elgard was arrested as part of a series of killings. It was a stunning development involving this discovery of a killer who put quite a lot of men in the ground. Taking the article at face value, seems likely this Elgard was Daedalus. But something about that bothers me. I'm not sure why, but I don't like it. Still, I managed to get a pretty good idea what was going on here 20 years ago. I think it's about time I started asking around to see what else I can learn. Typewriter looks almost ancient. The entire exterior has an almost dingy appearance. Guess that's it for now. Time to head somewhere else. Okay, I think this is a good place to ask around. From the looks of him, this guy's no upstanding citizen. Let's look at someone with at least one foot in the criminal underworld. Hey guys, you know anything about a bunch of serial killings around here? Happened about 20 years ago?
Oh, you must mean that stuff with Elgart the cleaner? We was just kids. I don't know too much. When they caught that guy, murders went way down, I hear. We don't know nothing about any of that. Asking's a waste of time.
Fair enough. So who should I talk to then?
What? How the hell should I know? Yeah, some of these old farts over there.
Got it. Thanks.
Randomly standing there?
This man is dressed like some kind of clergyman. Must be the local priest. Must be about the right age, so he might know something about what happened 20 years ago. Excuse me? Could I ask you something?
Certainly. How can I help you, young man?
Would you know anything about a bunch of murders that happened in this town about 20 years ago?
I see. You must look so grim because you're investigating such a terrible incident.
I look grim?
You're obviously deeply exhausted. Go and get a good night's rest tonight, then come to the church tomorrow.
I'm in a hurry here. Please, tell me what you know.
I suppose you have some kind of pressing need? Haste makes waste, you know. In due course, I may be of some help to you. Do take care. As Proverbs 4:26 says, "Ponder the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure."
Am I tired? You know, I guess I am. I'll keep looking tomorrow.
Do that, young man. As it says in Numbers 11:18, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat.
I'll get my real investigation going tomorrow. For now, I better find some place to stay.
New York motels? I don't know about that.
I arrived at the motel. I made my way over to the reception desk. Hi, I'm looking for a room for one. Do you have any vacancies? Fortunately, they did. I better get to my room. So I found myself here in this rented room in an unfamiliar town as the night dragged on. The next morning, suddenly you hear a noise from outside the door. I look over just in time to see something small and white get slipped into my room underneath the door. Immediately I jumped out of bed and raced over to see who it was. By the time I was able to open the door and look around, there was nobody in sight. The white object that now lay on my floor appeared to have been an envelope. Is this safe? Is there a bomb inside? No, it looks too thin for that. I don't hear anything suspicious, even if they're leaning in close. Maybe there are razor blades inside. No, that's the old Japanese chick probably isn't well known here in the States. Could it be poison or some sort of chemical? There aren't any unusual odors. If it were an odorless substance, it probably would have degraded completely by now. In any case, standing here silently staring at this envelope isn't going to solve anything. Despite the risk, I reach out, pick up the envelope, and tear it open. Inside is a single fold-up piece of paper. Upon unfolding it, I found a threatening message waiting for me. To the fool who seeks knowledge of Elgard, see not, ask not, learn not of this town. To break the seals on that which is forbidden, to meddle in that which is cursed, is to invite the same fate. It seems to be some sort of warning directed at me. Who could have written this? If I get any threats, though, that means my investigation yesterday wasn't as pointless as I thought. Yes, things were just starting to get interesting. I could feel a grin spreading across my face. I give myself a quick slap in the cheeks to maintain my composure. Dan warned me about this, that I need to be careful in my investigations. For now, though, I took heart and felt a renewed determination to see this through.
Like this motel room.
Why, not good enough for you?
There's something very creepy about it.
Yeah,
I swear I heard something. Was someone out there?
Very strange.
I'm right outside the bar. Okay, this seems like a good spot to start asking around. I don't know if you know anything about what happened, but might as well ask. Yes, do you mind if I ask you some questions? I was wondering if you were familiar with the series of murder committed here about 20 years ago by a man named Elgard. Kelly.
Elgard? That sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. The serial killer from 20 years ago. All those gangsters or mafiosos or whatever got killed. I seem to recall the number of murders went down quite a lot after they caught him.
Interesting.
Okay, bye then.
I can hear some sort of commotion coming from over there. From the sounds of it, someone's in the middle of a fight. That's when I heard a loud yell from inside the bar.
Ass. Like Ezra Miller's in there.
Then a man came stumbling out the entrance. Dressed in a pair of denim work overalls, he looked as if he might have been some sort of painter or electrician. He was also very drunk. Following the first man's heels, another man came hurrying out of the bar. He appeared to be trying to stop the drunk man. Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you some questions? Are you familiar with a series of murders that took place here about 20 years ago?
20 years ago. 20 years ago. Oh! Daedalus! Kill me! Come on, just do it!
God damn it! There's no getting through to this guy once he's drunk. I'm taking off. So long!
Did you say Daedalus? It's one of the things I found in my grandpa's notes. Hey you said Daedalus just now, right? Who or what is Daedalus?
Is it you? Are you the one going around town asking about all this stuff?
Yeah, that's right. That's a problem?
Hold on. Okay, that's enough, George. Let's leave it at that.
Now here's this guy. He's well dressed and he got a good build. Could he be with the police?
And who might you be? I don't think I've seen you around here before. I apologize if this guy caused you any trouble. I'm sure he didn't mean it. Now, I think you better let me take care of George here. Don't mind him. Anytime he gets drunk, he gets mean and a little out of control. Please, don't let anything he might have said get to you.
Are you with the police?
I am. What's it to you? If you got something to say, speak up.
I'm from Japan. I came here looking to find something.
Well, that's quite a ways to travel. Welcome to Silver Snow. You really think you'll find what you're looking for here?
I'm following the events of a series of murders that took place 20 years ago. I would appreciate it if you could tell me everything you might know about them.
I see. Well, unfortunately, I don't really know much about it, or much more about it than was printed in the papers at the time. If you're interested in what happened back then, why don't you try the library? Anyway, you can leave this to me. You better be going.
Please. My grandfather lost his life because of this.
Your grandfather was killed? So you're looking for vengeance?
When my grandfather died, he was onto something. I think it may have been a silver hope. I wanted to know what it was, that's all.
A sliver of hope?
Maybe it was something that he desperately wanted. Maybe it was something he helped to pass on. But there was even a tiny sliver of hope that my grandfather managed to catch on to. I'd like to pick up on it too. Otherwise, my grandfather's death would have been nothing more than a tragedy. That's how he remembered, both by the people closest to him and by the people in the city where he worked.
Listen, you have my sympathies. It sounds like a terrible set of circumstances. But I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. I can't help you. Try to understand. I don't want to put you in any danger.
I understand. Sorry to unload on you like that. Then the man in jacket walked off, taking George with him. Actually, now that I think of it, the man in color looked familiar. That cop was scared. He was afraid of Daedalus. If nothing else, that in itself is proof that this town has something to do with Daedalus. And there's whatever happened 20 years ago that has George shaken in his boots. All kinds of ways to find out about this string of murders that had George shaken in his boots. There's more than one path open to me now. I'm going to find out. I'm going to learn all about Daedalus, no matter what. I returned to the motel. I'm gonna get to my room. I found myself feeling unreasonably tired. As I lay down in bed, I could feel a wave of drowsiness come over me. Next morning... Wait, what's that weird smell? Now that I think of it, did someone come to my room while I was sleeping? Or did I imagine that? The smell sort of reminded me of paint. I cautiously opened my eyes. Hmm? When I did, I saw a message painted across the wall in large letters. It read, "The wicked must fall." The letter had been written in some sort of red paint, most likely to resemble blood. Whatever the paint, though, it certainly had a strong smell. Could it be some sort of volatile oil-based paint? I wasn't too sure its chemical composition, but decided to scrape some of it off to identify later. Two days of mysterious warnings in a row. Someone must be determined to stop me. Alright, better head somewhere else. I reached the library. I'll head to the circulation desk. I walked up to the circulation desk inside the library. Hi there, Marie.
Oh, hello. Did you find what you were looking for?
No, I think it'd be a little while yet. But I did run across some interesting information in those articles you prepared for me yesterday. There were a few things that I think could line up pretty well with what I learned from asking around afterwards. At least, that was my impression.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. In that case, would you like me to get those articles ready for you again?
That's just what I was hoping you'd say. Thanks.
Do you want them starting from April 1st again?
Yes, please. This typewriter looks relatively new. The whole thing is polished to a reflective sheen.
Saburo really likes his typewriters.
The library is really empty.
Who reads anymore?
I headed further back into the library, to the room with the projector. This room is equipped with a microfilm projector. Unlike before, I managed to get a small amount of information about what happened by asking around. I'm sure if I take my time to read through this again, I'll be able to pick up on something. Five members of the Italian mafia found dead in another gang dispute. It's believed that the same person in last month's incident was responsible. All 5 men were killed with a large blade. This brings the total number of deaths involving this particular MO to 22. Okay, I read this. Suspect Elgard taken to prison on the 18th. Pictured above, Detective Marquess supervising Elgard's transfer to prison. That's it! The other night outside the bar, this was the guy who took care of things with that drunk. So he was a police officer here in town. Reading through this article, it seems like he was pretty involved in the Elgard case. I need to meet with this man Marquess and ask him about what happened. I arrived in front of the Silver Snow Police Department. 2 officers were standing at the entrance. I locked eyes with one of them, for whatever reason, begins walking towards me.
Get off my block, freak!
Something the matter? You're the one who's been asking around about the case from 20 years ago?
That's right, how'd you know?
Resident Chief told me there's an Asian man digging around the case. You don't see a lot of Asians around these parts, not like New York and those other cities.
Is that Red is an Asian man?
Yeah, you don't see many. I thought we actually had some Japanese folks in town 20 years or so ago. From what I heard, they didn't exactly behave themselves. Guess they weren't something like you.
Hey, thanks a lot. So, what do you plan to do with me?
The chief's order is to send you in. You should at the station.
Huh, you guys are well prepared. Considering I don't know any police chiefs.
Come this way, I'll take you to the chief's offices.
Should we got your act together? Well, that makes things easier for me. I was taken to the police chief's office. Wait, you're the police chief?
Is it Marquess? Marquess? Marquess?
I went with that.
Marquess? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Marquess, Chief of the Silver Snow Police Department. And yourself?
And Saburo Jinguji. I'm a student from Japan.
Jinguji? I've heard that name before.
Maybe you think of Kayosuke Jinguji, the man who was murdered in New York a month ago?
Right, that's him. I think he was a private investigator, Japanese descent. Are you saying you're...
I'm Kayosuke Jinguji's grandson. I'm here to find my grandfather's killer.
If you're here to avenge your grandfather, what are you doing in Silver Snow?
I thought you know the answer to that. Is that why I'm here in your office?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
My grandfather left a note with the words, "Cursed Town" and Daedalus. While I was busy tracing his last footsteps, I learned that the Cursed Town referred to the town Silver Snow. Yesterday, I heard a drunk in front of a bar shouting the name, Daedalus. There's clearly evidence of some kind of connection between Daedalus and this town.
That was just a drunkard rambling. Nothing you should worry about.
Well, you ought to know something. I got a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Don't get me involved in this nonsense.
Let's change the subject then. There's something I need you to hear.
What is it?
Someone sent a threatening letter to the motel room I'm staying at. I think it was written with a typewriter.
Looks like that's the case.
Could you use this letter to deduce what kind of typewriter was used?
We'd have to compare each typewriter to the writing one by one. Not that you'll find many typewriters in a small town like this one.
Is there a store in town that sells typewriters?
Sorry, but I don't think we have any stores that sell them. If you want to use a typewriter, we'll find a few at the library. Just ask the librarian. Then you're free to do what you want.
Alright, thanks.
Just let you leave? What was the point of calling us in here?
Just for a talk.
Is there a small chat? Hello, how are you, sir? I'm good. Welcome. Have some donuts and coffee.
I reached the library. I'll head to the circulation desk. I walked up to the circulation desk inside the library. Hello again. So the library was closed yesterday, huh?
Yes, that's right. Did you come here expecting it to be open? I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. More importantly, I wanted to ask if you have any typewriters here.
Why, yes, we do. Would you like to use one?
Yes, there's something I'd like to check. Would you mind showing me where I can find one?
Well, we actually have two. There's the one we have here, and another in the back room. There are different models, but both should work just fine.
Thank you. This is a big help. I moved into the back room. This typewriter looks almost ancient. The entire exterior has an almost dingy appearance. I took out the threatening letter I received and typed out the text using the typewriter. I compared the text of the letter to the sheet I just finished typing. The shapes of the letters were almost identical. Both the pattern and color of the ink were a near perfect match. It's undoubtedly the same model typewriter used to write the letter. Now to confirm this memory. I headed back to the circulation desk.
Looked like there was some guy actually sitting over there using a computer.
There was what?
I think there was a guy in the other room. Like, not that you can actually talk to him, I should say.
Oh.
But you could see him in the image.
I can't go back anyways. Just to be sure. This typewriter looks relatively new. The whole thing is polished to reflective sheen. I took out the threatening letter receipt and typed out the text using the typewriter. I compared the text of the letter to the sheet I just finished typing. Both the shapes of the letters and the patterns of the ink were significantly different. The letter was clearly written on a different typewriter. Marie, could you help me with something?
Certainly. What would you like me to do?
Take a look at this. Tell me what you think about the letters here, compared to what I just written.
Oh, wait, what? What kind of letter is this?
Oh, right. Don't worry about what it said. It's just a prank.
Just a prank, huh? Alright, well, let me see. Yes, it does seem that the letters from that letter you have match those made by the old typewriter.
But can you tell for sure if this letter came from that typewriter?
I can. Look, you can see here that even the name of the paper supplier is the same. We buy paper directly from the manufacturer, so I'm sure of it. This particular brand isn't sold to consumers for individual use. No one would have been able to buy it.
But couldn't someone else have the same model typewriter?
Actually, only a few of this particular model were ever sold in the States, and it's extremely rare and valuable typewriter. I doubt there's anyone who owns one of them purely for their own personal use.
So it's an antique, which means there's a very good chance this letter was written on that specific typewriter. Whoever wrote it must have done so sometime yesterday and then thrown it in my room.
Except we were closed yesterday. Are you sure it couldn't have been written the day before?
That would have been the day I first arrived, which might make sense, but I'd really start asking questions until yesterday. Hard time thinking whoever it was caught on to me so soon after I came to town. Besides, if it had been written at night, I had to sneak in to use the typewriter, right?
That's true. In that case, I'll have to check with the guard to see if anyone came in while we were closed yesterday.
Thanks, I appreciate your help. 1 minute later.
Apparently, one of the contractors from Silver Construction came in yesterday morning to fix one of the lights.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate it. I arrived outside the hardware store. I better head inside. I walked into the hardware store. Could I talk to you for a second? Welcome. I'm gonna help you. Do you sell the same paint that you see here? Really? You mean this red paint? It's a little muddy, looks almost brown. We don't have many flat oil paints, so I should be able to find it for you. I'll be right back here, sir. Thanks, I appreciate it. 5 minutes later. Sorry about the wait. Don't we have it in stock, but the color's a little brighter than the sample we brought with you. Here it is. Could the paint resemble the color of my sample once it's dry? I'm afraid not. These paint appears brighter than after they dry. Perhaps the paint was mixed with some another color? I see. If someone made this color, I guess the paint you have here won't do. Terribly sorry. That's right, there's no paint. Is he like cross-eyed?
The light behind you? It said worker. Yeah, where were they?
Perhaps the paint was mixed with another color.
Let's see. If someone made this color, I guess the paint you have won't do.
Terribly sorry.
This knife is really oddly shaped. I wonder what it's used for.
That's a primer we use for metals during construction work. Helps prevent rusting.
And you are?
I'm a contractor from next door. Hey, didn't we meet last night at the bar?
Right, you were there. Speaking of, who was that drunk guy, George?
Huh, he's a co-worker of mine. I mean, we're in a small business, just him and me, and the boss. So he's more like my partner, really.
You ran off and left me to take care of your partner? After that, a man in a coat showed up and took George with him.
We get drunk, we mess around. It happens all the time.
So that's how it goes, huh? By the way, how did you know this was primer?
Because we bought the same primer for our firm just the other day.
You can tell just by looking at the color.
Yeah, the color's the same. But the organic solvent in this primer's got a unique smell. There's no doubt about it.
Interesting. Thanks,
Name's Travis. Nice to meet you.
I'm Saburo Jinkuchi. Nice to meet you as well. So, that pin was actually a primer. The same primer Travis Construction Company just bought. I got the information I needed. Time to move on. And right in front of Silverstone Police Department.
So it's you. The chief said he wanted to see you. Told me to bring you in. Follow me. I'll take you to his office.
I don't want to see your face no more around here, freak.
I was taken to the police chief's office.
I figured you'd show up.
How'd you know I'll be back?
You're Jinguji's grandson. You wouldn't back off so easily.
Why don't we start with the secrets? Tell me what you know about Daedalus.
You really don't mince words. When it comes to Daedalus, you're not working with much.
That's fine. Tell me.
20 years ago, there was a series of murders. Crime scenes were drenched in the victims' blood. We ended up referring to these murder sites as Deado blood loss crime scenes. Deado blood loss, Deado loss. Wait, enough. It sounds an awful lot like Daedalus. Daedalus. And that's how we began to refer to the suspect himself, Daedalus.
And criminal's MO?
Their weapon of choice was a large blade, likely a dagger, 2 knives at the same time. Victims had every artery in their body slashed, starting with the carotid?
Let's go with it.
Carotid.
Carotid.
Carotid artery? Carotid. Carotid artery. Some were killed instantly, but most died from sanguination, blood loss. I'm not supposed to be laughing. I'm just like, I've never had to read that word before.
2 large knives. You're saying these knives were used in every serial murder to date?
Elgart used knives, but his methods were completely different. He stabbed victims through the heart, killing most of them instantly, far less bleeding than the Daedalus murders. Daedalus killed 21 members of the Mafia. After Daedalus disappeared, 12 Yakuza were murdered. These 12 were determined to be victims of Elgart.
You must have learned something from Elgart. What did he tell you?
I'll admit I'm responsible for those dead Yakuza. The murders that took place after Daedalus disappeared. And then he added, but once it's time, I'll leave prison of my own accord. That's all he had to say.
Sounds like he thinks he can come and go as he please.
Elgar's still safe in prison. Still, his arrest. We've continued to see knife-attacked victims. Folks are starting to believe that Daedalus has returned.
Daedalus is back. Any other clues you can work with?
The investigation files are right here. Take them with you.
Alright, let's take a look at the files he gave me. March 15, back alley, Ain Street. Victim received fatal wound to abdomen with 4 to 6 inch knife. The victim received several deep, sharp slashes to the abdomen area. The victim, a paralyzed specialist, was discovered in an underground passage of the electric company. May 2nd, back alley, Billy Street. Victim received slash wound to the neck with 4 to 6 inch knife. Death by exsanguination. Several incisions in the neck area. One slash was across the carotid artery, leading to death by exsanguination. The body was discovered in the boiler room of a motel, although it is possible that the victim moved there after being attacked. The victim was a night worker at the motel. July 22nd, back alley, St. Street. Victim suffered fatal injuries from 4 to 6 inch knife wound and damage to the cranium. Several customers found the body, including deep slash wounds to the abdomen. Cause of death was skull fracture. The body was discovered in the cellar of a house under construction. The victim was a salesman for an electric company. 3 murders were probably committed with the same blade, but the knife is the cause of death in only 2 of the cases. Judging by the depth and shape of the knife wounds, the blade wasn't long. I'm assuming it was some type of utility knife. Interesting. I think I'll do some research about this knife. I arrived outside the bar. I walked inside. Entered the bar. It's pretty empty.
Hey, Saburo, come here, sit down.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, join me for a drink. There's no one here.
Thanks, but I'm afraid I'm underage.
That's a good kid. Don't see too many of those these days. Huh.
Would you mind if I ask you some questions?
Sure, but relax. No need to be so formal.
George is with you today?
Nah, he had something to take care of. So he went home early.
Well, that's too bad. I was hoping to talk with him too.
More murder stuff. I ruined my drink with all that talk. How about we find something else to talk about while we're here in the bar?
Okay, sorry I brought it up.
Anyway, I bet you'll find George here just about any day. He'll probably be in tomorrow.
Got it, thanks.
So, what do you plan on asking him?
Just a few questions about knives.
Knives? What kind of knives are we talking about here? I mean, I work with box cutters every day. I could probably tell you a few things about knives.
I'm looking for a knife that has a short blade, or maybe one that can be shortened.
just a blade on the box cutter. Or you might try an electrician's knife, the ones we use. Blades on those are pretty short.
Would you be able to show me one?
Sorry, I don't have one on me. I mean, those blades are pretty short. Still not the kind of thing you want to be walking around with. I keep mine in the toolbox at the office.
That's a shame, but thanks. This is still helpful. Did you do any work at the library yesterday morning?
Oh, that. Well, I was all scheduled to go and fix one of the lights there. But a request came in to repair some wiring at the church, so I wound up working there all morning instead.
So you had to wait until the afternoon to repair the light in the library?
Nah, I never went to the library at all. It was a simple fix, just changing the bulb, so I let George take care of it.
So where'd you go after you finished with the wiring at the church?
Oh, I had some inspections to do in the afternoon. I went around to a few different houses, checking circuit breakers.
That's good to know. Do you have any idea where George may have been around that time?
I'm pretty sure he was scheduled for inspections too, so he probably had his own list of houses to visit.
But you can't say for sure?
Right. I'm out doing calls like that. I went back to the office. I just go straight home whenever we're done. I couldn't tell you what he might have done after that.
Thanks.
Drink up.
Do you have any idea who in town might know a lot more about what happened here 20 years ago?
Father Bannister might know something.
Father Bannister? Who's that?
He probably knows more about this town than anyone. From out here, he was born and raised here, and dedicated himself to serving the Lord when he was about 30.
Do you know what he did before he became a priest?
He says he was drafted to fight in the war. It was probably what he saw on the battlefield that made him want to be a man of the cloth. Don't you think?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. I'll be sure to ask him about it.
Oh, and one more thing. The Bannister's real busy. He's always out in the afternoon. If you plan on meeting him, you better try sometime in the morning.
Okay. Thanks for the advice. How can I get to the church?
Well, there aren't so many tall buildings in town. You could probably see the church from just about anywhere.
I'll make it easy to find. Thanks. Well, I learned an awful lot from Travis. I think maybe it's time I got moving again. I arrived in front of the church. Alright, it's time to go hear what Father Bannister has to say. Entered the church. I entered the church. When I did, what I thought might be a priest approached from the back of the building. I feel I've seen this priest somewhere before. Oh, right, he's the one who talked with me out on Main Street.
Welcome to Silver Snow Church. I believe we've met once before. Are you traveling?
No, I have some business in town. I'm looking into some murders that happened here in Silver Snow 20 years ago.
Oh, that. It was all so terrible. Some kind of mafia dispute going on. The kind of business most regular people don't want anything to do with. I imagine most people are very forthcoming about it, yes?
Yeah, you could say that.
So, how may I help you?
Speaking of, I heard that you live in this town for a very long time. I was wondering if you could tell me what really happened with those murders 20 years ago, seeing as I'm already out to here.
Yes, you could say I've lived here a long time. I was born and raised here. However, I enlisted when I was young. Spent several years away. I'd be happy to tell you whatever I can.
Tell me, what the word Daedalus means.
Like from the Greek myths?
No, what I'd like to know is how it's connected to the murders that happened here 20 years ago.
If there's a connection, I'm afraid I don't know it.
Never even heard of it?
That's right. I don't recall ever hearing of it.
Do you know of a man named Elgart?
Yes, I know of him. He was involved in that awful tragedy 20 years ago. Really, how could I forget? He was responsible for the deaths of a number of people in the Mafia.
They say? What do you mean?
Well, I heard that he later testified that when he was arrested, that he'd go quietly this time, so that his charges included several cases that he wasn't responsible for.
He was prosecuted, found guilty, is now serving a sentence for all of them.
That's what I meant.
If that's the case, then it's possible that Elgart was the only one responsible for the serial murders here 20 years ago. I heard Travis came to fix the wiring here at the church yesterday morning. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I asked him to. The church speakers suddenly stopped working during the morning service. Front lights also stopped working, so I had to find a contractor. It was very sudden, but Travis came right after.
Did he leave right after he fixed the wiring?
No, after he fixed the wiring, I made us some tea. We sat and talked around till noon.
So that means Travis was here at the church for an entire morning?
Yes, that's right.
So then the worker who went into the library yesterday while it was closed couldn't have been Travis.
Now then, I wish you well. May God bless you.
Right outside of the hardware store. I better head inside. I walked to the hardware store. Enough is really oddly shaped. I wonder what it's used for. Excuse me? Welcome. How can I help you? Do you sell electrician's knives here?
Yes, we do. We got several different sizes for every occasion. Bring it over. Just one moment, sir.
Alright, thanks.
2 minutes later. These are for the types of electrician knives we sell here.
Let's see, the blades are pretty short. Can't be extended, huh?
These knives are mostly used for cutting vinyl cords. They need to be any longer. Because they're so short, the blades don't chip, bend, or break under pressure.
How much demand do you have for knives like these?
Designed for professionals, so not very popular with anyone else. I think buyers are the contractors.
Contractors? You mean like Travis and George?
Oh, you know each other? Mr. Travis used this medium-sized knife. Mr. George used our largest knife.
Uh-huh. I see. They're like your biggest electrician's knife.
Thank you very much.
Wait.
So this knife was an electrician's knife. No wonder I wasn't familiar with it.
Hello and welcome. Please feel free to have a look around. See anything that catches your eye? We appreciate the business.
I arrived outside the bar. I could hear the sound of Ronker's voices coming from inside. I headed in. I entered the bar.
Huh? It's you.
You're George, right? We met the other day.
And you got something to say to me?
Can I ask you some questions about electrician's knives?
Electrician's knives? So what are you planning to do?
I was thinking of buying one.
Buying one? How about using them except electricians?
Well, I've been thinking about doing some remodeling, you see?
Oh no, it wouldn't be much use for anything else. Not for most people anyway. Oh, nothing, just talking to myself. Anyway, I don't see much good in you buying one.
Could you teach me how to use one?
Look, how about you don't bring up my work while I'm here at the bar?
Could you teach me just one thing?
What? No way! Give me a break!
Right, I say so. I didn't learn much of anything from that. I was drinking here with Travis yesterday.
Oh, you were, huh? And tonight you thought you'd drink with me, is that right?
That's right. We were pretty drunk the other day, so we didn't get much of a chance to talk.
Yeah, now that you mention it, we didn't. I guess I could drink with you tonight.
Great, thanks. This might be kind of a dumb question, but you look like you're in good mood. Do you enjoy working at Silver Builders?
Well, it's got its upsides.
Meaning it has its downsides as well.
I mean, it's work, and it's what I do to put food on the table. Of course, it's got its downsides, like getting yelled at and pushed around by the boss.
I was here with Travis just earlier. He mentioned that he found out your work very professional.
Really? Travis said that? I had no idea. I'd take him under my wing more.
He said you were especially good with your electrician's knife.
Well, he knows what he's talking about. No idea you'd notice.
Is there anything all that special about an electrician's knife?
You better believe it. Can't even handle one of these things unless you're a pro.
Oh, sounds pretty cool.
How'd you like to come and work for us then?
I might think about it if it meant I got to see your knife work.
Well, aren't you a charmer?
Listen, George, would you mind showing me your electrician's knife?
You really want to see that badly? Well, alright. I guess it wouldn't hurt for me to go get it.
Thank you.
Here it is. Feast your eyes on this. What do you think?
It's bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was using a smaller one before. This large blade's really handy though. Just love using it.
So this is what you use when you're cutting through cords?
Not just cords. The Elijah Blade is perfect for all sorts of things.
The shape reminds me of a lot of workers' chisel.
I can see that. I mean, I'm sure I could cut through leather with this like it's new as nothing.
It's that sharp, huh? It'd be real easy to slice off a finger.
You know it. This thing could cut your finger slide through your skin like it wasn't even there.
You know the thing so well, I can tell you're a real pro.
Yeah, I could cut through anything with this.
Just be careful don't cut through me by mistake. Though with a blade that short, it couldn't cause any serious injuries. Could you?
I don't know about that. Not like with me wielding this thing. It could cut through your human body like it was nothing.
You really that easy?
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised. It's real easy. At least when I'm the one holding the knife.
Would a blade chip or break if you use it for something else besides electrical work?
Not a problem. This thing's real strong.
I can't read any of that.
I don't think it's intended to be read. I see. Thanks, maybe I'll go head out and pick one up myself tomorrow.
Really? Think I'm buying one too? You should. You really get me.
Think I could hold it for a little while? I mean, wouldn't want to get hurt, so I'll leave it in the sheath.
You know what? I'm in a real good mood right now, so go ahead. Here, take a good long look at you, like.
Yes, now is the chance. Waiting till George was looking away to switch the knife in the sheath with the one I prepared. Now I got George's knife. I'm actually got a hold of Travis' knife. I think now it's time to get back to the motel. I return to the motel. I better get to my room. When I go back to my motel, I found out Chief Marquess has called, trying to reach me. I guess I better try the number he gave me. I called Chief Marquess.
Oh, what is it? Oh, it's you. Sorry for the short notice. But there's one last thing about the case I think it's important, you know. I don't think I prefer the same person, no. So you can come down to the police station tomorrow?
Absolutely. I'll be there first thing in the morning.
Sorry for the trouble. See you tomorrow.
One last thing about the case, huh? It's too important to discuss over the phone. I better head straight to the station tomorrow. If I know sooner had I hung up the phone that I was asleep. Next morning. What's that noise? Somebody knocking on the door? Who could it be?
Hey, Saburo, it's me. You gotta wake up right now. Saburo!
Travis? What are you doing here? Hold on, I'll open the door. It sounds pretty rattled. What could have happened? I opened the door to the room. Travis was standing there, looking visibly pale. From time to time, I could even make out his arms and legs shaking. Something's wrong. Whatever got Travis spooked, it gotten real good. Hey, what happened? What's wrong?
It's the chief. They got him. They got Chief Marquess.
What?
Got taken to the police station. They're giving him first aid there. He's hurt real bad.
I was supposed to meet with them today. How could this happen?
I don't know. Apparently he got called out late last night. Nobody knows where he went. And early this morning, they found him collapsed outside the police station. George is furious. He keeps screaming about how this is all your fault. The Japanese guy poking his nose into all this brought on the wrath of Daedalus.
Well, I got a pretty good idea who's beyond all this now. Why don't we head to the police station for the time being? This could be just the opportunity I was hoping for. I intend to break the curse that's hanging over this town, over all the people of Silver Snow.
Alright, I'm going with you.
Good. I feel a lot better having you with me. I should be a big help. Right in front of Silver Snow Police Department.
Oh, it's you. You got the chief's office now.
I was taken to the police chief's office. Marquess, how are you holding up? Here's Marquess, waiting for me in his office after receiving first aid. It's been painful just to stand there. His face was drenched in sweat.
Sorry. Guess they got to jump on me. Please. I'm begging you. Save this town. And its people. And a curse. That's crazy of me to ask you, but... Ugh.
Hey, are you alright? You don't have to keep talking.
Sorry.
I don't mind. I have an idea who the culprit is.
Use this room. However you want. The rest is in your hands.
Those final words, Marquess was carried off to the hospital. I'm pretty sure I know who's behind this. I should have Travis get everyone together. Travis, could you call everyone about the list and tell them to come here?
Alright, I'm on it. Dobro, here are all the people you asked for. I told him it was a birthday party.
Thank you, Travis. The reason I asked everyone to join here is just as you expect. To put the incident from 20 years ago to rest, to release the people of Silver Snow from their curse, and to reveal the truth.
Well then, there's this truth that you speak of.
Right after I got here, I started investigating the serial murders from 20 years ago. I now know who committed those 3 recent murders.
What the hell were you talking about? Everyone knows it was Daedalus.
No, Daedalus was not involved in these 3 cases. I have the evidence to prove it.
What?
What?
Several.
Oh, wait.
The criminal beef. It's okay.
The first night I came to this town, An envelope that appeared to be from a criminal was tossed into my room. Inside was a threatening letter. To summarize, it clearly warned me not to get involved with an incident from 20 years ago. Or else.
And then?
They may have fear being identified. I can't determine any other motive, but the letter was written on a typewriter. Marie? Are you shaken up, Marie?
Oh, sorry. Could it have been the old-fashioned one at the library?
Yes, Marie. Exactly. The library here is one of the few in the U.S. that still carries a typewriter. You can tell from the style of the letter that was written on a rare model. And upon comparison, I realized it was the very same typewriter found at the library.
Both the ink and the paper used match what's available at the library. You can't get these materials on the open market. The library has to special order them for the manufacturers. There's no doubt it was written on the library typewriter.
Thank you, Marie. So why would a criminal send me a threatening letter? The only logical explanation would be because I was poking my nose into the incident from 20 years ago. Furthermore, the criminal was able to both compose the letter and pass it to me on the night I arrived. However, the library was closed that day. So who could have entered the library? In other words, whoever wrote it is someone who had access to the library even when it was closed.
I checked with the guards, and they reported a contractor entering that day on official business. A contractor and the maintenance schedule are written in the library's admission record for that day. However, what is odd is that the contractor didn't provide their name.
Thank you for the additional information, Marie. Thus, the person able to compose the letter at the library when it was closed is also likely to be a town contractor.
Hey, wait. Hold up, Saburo. You suspecting one of us now?
What? Travis, was it you?
Oh no, it wasn't me.
Travis, let me finish. There's someone who can confirm your alibi. That person is... The controls are so weird for this game. There you go. The logged hours in that day's emissions record shows that the contractor started and ended work in the morning. Father Bannister, I'd like to ask you a question. Where was Travis that morning?
As I recall, Travis came to repair the wiring at the church. After he finished his work, he joined me for tea for the remainder of the morning.
Thank you, Father Bannister. As the father just testifies, Travis was not at the library that morning. In other words, the person who entered the library when it was closed was not Travis, but another contractor.
Don't do that to me, Saburo. I didn't even do anything. I had my heart going a mile a minute.
The night after I received the letter, another threatening message was spread across one side of my room in what seemed to be brownish red house paint. It said, "The winged must fall." After investigating the paint, I gained some insight, that being... I determined that was not typical house paint, but a rust-resistant primer.
Oh, that! I saw samples of it back at the hardware store. That's what it was?
That's right, Travis. And did you say back then that your construction company recently purchased primer paint?
Yeah?
So in other words, you're still treating me and Travis like criminals?
We won't get anywhere at this rate. What I'm saying is that the person who sent me these threats could potentially be a contractor. Next is this investigation file from Chief Marquess. Here's the first report. A body was found lying in the underground passage of a power company. It was one of the company's linemen. Then there's the second report. A body was found in a motel boiler room. It's possible that the victim moved after being fatally wounded. The victim was a boiler technician working a night shift at the motel. And here's the third report. A body was found in the cellar of an unfinished helm. The victim was an employee in the sales division of the electric company.
Oh dear. Truly tragic. And how might they be connected with the current situation?
I guess the connection still isn't clear. Well then, allow me to clarify the connection to the recent crime scenes step by step. The answer is... a power line. A switchboard and breaker next to the boiler room. A salesman for an electric company. Now do you understand?
They're all related to electricity?
Exactly. The victims all happen to be found in places involving electricity, while all employed in electrical occupations. Now, onto the crime itself. There's a very good chance that the murderer works with electricity as well.
A good chance, you say? Sure this isn't some wild delusion of yours?
At this point, that certainly might seem to be the case. To continue, I refer to the murder weapon believed to be used in these three cases. If the intent is to land a fatal wound, a reliable weapon is preferable. Actually, the victims in the mafia disputes 20 years ago were killed with a blade at least 12 inches in length. This is true for both Daedalus and Elgar cases. However, these three recent murders were the work of a sharp, short blade. The criminal used a blade too short to cause immediate lethal stab wounds and carved into the victims until they died. Furthermore, the wounds show that the cause of death was not blood loss, but cerebral contusion due to skull fracture. The murder weapon was a blade about 4 inches that would not chip even when used on a person. This is a strong blade. I determined the type of blade used. It was... the murder weapon was an electrician's knife. Thanks to a Harvard store employee, I was able to compare the victim's wounds to those an electrician's knife might inflict. Of course, it was a near-perfect match.
Hey, isn't it the same kind George uses?
Not exactly, Travis.
What do you mean?
It's not the same kind, but the very same one. The weapon used to commit the murders was George's electrician's knife. Or do you ask the police to analyze the blood on the knife? We should soon have proof that it was used in the murders. Right, George?
That's a dirty lie. I had my knife with me the whole time. You can't prove anything.
Oh, that's right. I have to apologize, George. I switched your knife out with a new one that I bought.
What the hell? Makes you think the knife is the weapon?
The victim's wounds were a bit odd. Once the hardware store employee told me about the large electrician's knife, I knew it was a match with the wounds.
So? That doesn't prove a damn thing.
I said the police were analyzing it, didn't I? When those results come in, everything will be made clear.
You bastard! Damn you! You took my knife, damn you! Damn you to hell!
Sorry about that. Weren't you the one who told me how easy it is to chop up people?
Chop up people? You don't really know shit, amateur. That method is my own special technique.
Couldn't your colleague Travis do it?
How the hell should I know? Whatever. Fine, I did it. It was me.
George's expression was shockingly calm.
We got a boring job day to do is torture. You're too young to understand. Every time I was forced to go back, it felt like a part of me made me who I am died. My parents and older brother were constantly screaming at me, hitting me, kicking me. I said they disproved of my very existence. To me I was a good for nothing piece of shit that never amounted to anything. Then I had a dream. Even a boring, worthless man like me can still dream.
What was in your dream?
From some dark place, entities that shine in all colors of the rainbow descend to earth. They need neither the beginning nor the end. To make everything one and one everything. A limitless, empty void that fills this land. When the time comes, my life will finally take on its true radiance and shine like a rainbow. Time and space are meaningless wherever they are. When you think about it, is that how it should be? Everyone is equal after all. We'll all be swallowed up by equality, but those are the final void. In my dream, anyone who rejected me rejected the right to live in this world. And then a veiled man appeared before me and said this: the complete internal plane of existence, the limitless domain that surpasses all laws of creation. We who are connected to his true essence, the guys at the final gate.
That passage, I've read it before. It's from one of the library's rare books, a manuscript of the Necronomicon. It's a book of magic that deals with the method of bringing over those from the other side. It's supposed to be a forbidden text.
Don't interrupt me!
Sorry.
Even when I told people about my dream, no one cared. Well, it's not like I expected them to believe me. But then I went to university libraries, used bookshops, and read all sorts of books. I always hated reading, so I was surprised by this change in myself. What the worst of my dreams rooted in Arabic, Latin? I studied them all. I continued on and soon became clear to me. Discovered a way to bring those beings into this world. We began making preparations to summon them.
So you chose this town peoples for your sacrifices?
That's right. It was necessary in order to complete the ceremony. I searched around town for a target and shot at them. It didn't matter who. I was a content alone. I hit them over the head from behind to knock them out. After that, I hauled them to the ceremony site. After binding their hands and feet, I slowly and precisely cut them with a knife. It was kind of like collecting maple syrup. After they got the blood I needed, they eventually started to wake up. When they realized what happened to them, they let out a terrified scream. Each scream was so different. But it switched to crying and wailing when I told them they were going to be an offering. I didn't really mind though. They shook off they were freezing. There was no blood loss. In the end, everyone whimpered and sobbed, begging me to spare their life. Help me, they cried. I couldn't believe how stupid they were. Helped them? Why would I do that? Slowly but surely I grew closer to accomplishing my task. I didn't really care if I was found out or not. The only thing that mattered was that no one interrupted my ceremony. Then it hit me. These village idiots were scared stiff as Daedalus, so I took the name for myself.
Used the victim's blood to turn yourself into Daedalus? But weren't you scared of him too? But taking on his name, did you think it might put you in danger?
Didn't cross my mind for a second. You're a fucking moron. Whatever happened, the ceremony was already in progress. Daedalus was just an afterthought. And guess what? It wasn't even in town.
What?
Didn't see that coming, did ya? A long time ago, I broke into a house and stole tools for the ceremony. It was a Yakuza boss's house. Imagine my surprise when I met the rumored Daedalus in the flesh. They're the ones who helped Daedalus get out of town.
Who did they let Daedalus escape?
How the hell should I know?
George, why'd you attack Marquess?
I don't want to explain anything to you. I'll tell you now that it wasn't me. We're the only one left. The story will soon be complete, and no one's gonna stop me. 20 years. You got that? 20 years are dedicated to achieving my goal. And I just need one more. But you had to come and stuck your nose in my business. You're a pain in my ass. But in the midst of all that, I thought of something wonderful. That's why I especially sent a letter to threaten you. Come on, wasn't it fun? Is that every day I get to be threatened by the great Daedalus himself? Saburo wasn't. You were gonna be my final sacrifice. It would have been magnificent. The ceremony's almost complete. I was so close.
True, but I'm still alive, so it looks like you failed.
You're the worthless piece of shit. All of you.
You involved innocent people in this town, you madness. You took the name of Daedalus and terrorized people. You're nothing but a bloodthirsty killer.
Yeah!
George let out a bizarre scream, one filled with bitterness and hatred.
Nah, go! You bastards! It's all your fault! Yeah!
The police standing by finally arrested George. Unable to help myself, I asked him, George, do you know where Daedalus is?
No goddamn clue. But don't you have any luck now? Daedalus and all those memories are gonna go bye-bye.
He's gonna erase his memories? What do you mean?
He knows. Maybe it's not literal. It's not the most important thing I ever heard of. At least. Sins aren't erased so easily, but hey, whatever. All because of you people these last 20 years have amounted to nothing. I know I see my dream fulfilled yet. This isn't over. Not even death can stop me. Once started, it can't be stopped.
The police took George away.
Come with us, pencil neck.
Daedalus acted as the mob boss, Sageman's right-hand man before leaving it to this town 20 years ago. If what George said is true, did he erase his own memory and hide somewhere? Was he trying to escape the weight of his own sins? I wish there's some other reason. Is it impossible to erase your own memory whenever you want? It's probably true that Daedalus is no longer in Silver Snow. There's no longer any reason for the people to live in fear. Yet that means my investigation into Grandpa's murder has once again hit a wall. Will I even be able to find Daedalus? I couldn't help but hope that chasing Daedalus would lead me closer to the truth behind Grandpa's death. A few hours later, I received a message that Marquess would pull through. He had yet to regain consciousness. Could do nothing but hope for a swift recovery. That afternoon, Leo came to pick me up. Sorry for making you come all the way, Leo.
No problem, it's totally fine. That side, Saburo, seems like you had a rough time.
I wouldn't say that. Besides, the curse that plagued this town for years has finally been lifted.
That's true. Was there chief of police, yeah? He'll recover soon.
Huh? Huh? How do you know that?
Oh, I was talking with someone from town earlier. They mentioned it.
Huh? George completely denied attacking Marquess. I didn't think he was lying, but I don't know why. Marquess may be getting up there in years, but he's still a policeman. There's no way he let some thug get the better of him. So who attacked him? Travis, Marie, and Father Bannister came by just after we finished loading up the car.
Thank goodness. We made it in time.
That's cold, Saburo. You could have at least told us when you were leaving.
You know, came to see me off? Thank you for everything. This would have been possible with all of you.
I am aware that you had a lot of criticism for me. But I'll become someone who can speak your mind.
Was I that rough on you?
Yes, very much so.
Just got you there. You didn't let up for a second, Saburo.
Yeah,
Yes, I agree. You are merciless.
Really, I'd like to see that side of you.
Enough already. I'm sorry, okay? Give me a break.
Please, come again.
Thank you, Marie.
Thanks to you, our town has a chance to start over again. We'll be able to move forward together with our heads held high.
Please, take care, Marquess.
Of course, leave the chief to me. I'm rather embarrassed. I've lived in this town for many years, and I knew nothing and was powerless to help.
But Father, you made your voice heard in the chief's office, didn't you? Testify for us?
Thank you for your kind words. I'm very grateful.
Acts 18:21. Upon taking leave of them, he said, I will return to you if God wills.
And I look forward to the day you return.
Thanks again, everyone. See you around.
See you, bro!
Thus, I left this town of silver snow behind me, headed straight back to New York.